So, I got a question on one of my videos from someone who was asking about how I cure my insomnia. They said, "Hey man, excuse me, how did you cure your insomnia with a carnivore or ketogenic diet?" When most of the people who I see on these carnivore keto groups have issues with insomnia, they have issues with sleeping. And I thought this is a very good question. Probably lots of people out there have this question. How did a carnivore diet help my insomnia when many people experience a carnivore ketogenic diet as a cause of insomnia? Now, one thing I want to make very clear is that a carnivore ketogenic diet or any other diet that's actually a good diet is not going to in and of itself cause insomnia. What causes insomnia is deficiency in key nutrients that are needed for sleep. Now, ultimately, the reason that many people can experience sleep issues and anxiety on a ketogenic diet is not the ketogenic diet itself. It is a secondary byproduct of the ketogenic diet. Now, you probably aren't familiar with this, but your kidneys retain sodium and other electrolytes in response to insulin and blood glucose. On a ketogenic diet, naturally, you're going to have very low blood sugar and low insulin. So your kidneys are going to retain far less sodium. They're going to hold on to a lot less salt than they would otherwise. You're going to end up excreting lots of salt in your urination. Now, this isn't really a problem per se, but it can become a problem if you become sodium deficient, which many people are and many people do. People who aren't even on a ketogenic diet will experience sodium deficiency. They'll often experience this as cravings for carbohydrates because carbohydrates, again, spike blood sugar, spike insulin, causing the kidneys to retain sodium. So they're not really craving carbs, they're craving sodium, and they try to get their body to hold on to more sodium by eating carbohydrates. It's one of the ways that we can misinterpret signals when we're listening to our body. So, on a ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet, if you're experiencing insomnia, you're experiencing anxiety, you have frequent urination, these sorts of issues, then you should look to your sodium intake. You should say, am I consuming enough salt? Am I consuming enough electrolytes in general? Oftentimes, what I have found is when people on a carnivore ketogenic diet who are experiencing these issues, insomnia and anxiety, frequent urination, etc., they tend to go together. When they're experiencing these issues and then they start supplementing with salt, supplementing with electrolytes, these issues often go away because the issues were simply a deficiency of electrolytes in the first place. The reason that they came out on the carnivore ketogenic diet is because their kidneys were no longer holding on to electrolytes in response to larger amounts of insulin and blood glucose or blood sugar. Now that you know this, if you're someone experiencing insomnia on a ketogenic carnivore diet, I recommend increasing your electrolyte intake and letting me know how that went for you in the comments below. I expect that you will be sleeping much, much better. Done.